something that makes Ricky and Steven them.
This alone is the reason why you don't give up your DVDs. You don't get rid of them. Extras like this, behind the scenes like this. The magic of these two, it breaks my heart that they're just not together anymore.
You don't need a number, have you? I never just listened to
But I shouldn't have to work this hard to find something that I want to watch. So a quick question for those of you that are into collecting physical media, specifically DVDs, or if you guys are a fan of Ricky Gervais and Stephen Merchant, where can I watch this if I didn't have my DVD box set from 2007? Where would I be able to watch season 1, season 2, and the finale, as well as a whole host of extras on the series extras? Where do you go to watch this? I tried watching it a few months ago. I think it was on Hulu or some other platform I don't even remember. The only thing I remembered was it kicked off a video that I made because the seasons 1 and 2 were included to watch, and they got down to the finale, and then, oh, by the way, they didn't have the finale on the platform. So that prompted me to walk downstairs, go to my DVD collection, pop in the finale to finish watching what is probably their best project together, Merchant and Gervais. What would I do if I didn't keep my DVD collection? And that is a question that I know a lot of us have been asking ourselves over the last, 10, 15 years. We probably have a big box, a big shelf, a big bookcase of old DVDs. And your first thought is, well, technology is so advanced nowadays and we're well past even 4K disc media. Why do I still have my DVDs? Why even keep DVDs? They're just taking up space. Problem is, something like extras, I don't know where you're supposed to go watch this series. I just brought it up on IMDb, and to watch it on streaming, you have to have whatever BritBox is, Peacock with a subscription to Peacock, or Tubi, which I think Tubi is a free service or something, but who knows? I don't watch a lot of Tubi, and nothing specifically against Tubi or whatever, but this is a perfect example of why we need to keep our DVDs, because I also look to go try to find this in either Blu-ray or 4K. It's just not there. I don't know where you can get your hands on it if you live in the United States. It looked like there were some copies that were Blu-ray for extras, but it's region locked. I wouldn't be able to watch it without a player being able to unlock and view it. And the price of it was like astronomical. It was like crazy. And I guarantee you that extras isn't the only DVD box set, isn't the only movie, isn't the only series that I personally have in my collection that you can't find anywhere on a hard copy nowadays, whether it's Blu-ray, 4K. Can't find it really streaming unless you subscribe to every single thing that's out there, which is ridiculous anyways. And then you're dealing with quality issues, and you're dealing with commercials on top of commercials, and then you're paying extra to get just the commercials reduced. It really looks like DVDs are the last physical media piece to where we actually have control and ownership over all of the stuff that we want when it comes to a particular show or movie. And I say that because there's a ton of Blu-ray out there and 4K that just come out with only the movie. There are zero extras associated with those physical releases. And then if you buy digital copies, as I do, I've got a bunch of digital copies of certain movies that we like as a family. And I am one to where I want all of the options on being able to stream any TV show, any movie that I want. There are advantages and disadvantages to both physical media and for digital and streaming. One of the biggest things for digital and streaming is just simply the convenience of being able to watch what you want to watch, where you want to watch it, and it's just right there, provided that you're either subscribed to the right thing or you have internet connection somewhere that's good enough to get quality feed. But a lot of that experience is going to come where if you're streaming it, you're going to be fed a lot of commercials, and that really does break up the experience of watching a movie or a TV series. Now, for those of you that pay X amount per month for a streaming service or whatever, you're paying for part of that convenience of whenever you want to, if it's provided by that streaming platform, you sit down, watch whatever you want, it's ready to go, you watch a few commercials, and then you're done, you go about your day. But there are times where I want to sit down at the end of the week on a weekend or a special night, and I want to make it an event. It's very similar to where I have to kind of describe to other people why I am really getting back into the whole vinyl records, and why it's just more convenient to just use Amazon Music or to use YouTube Music or Spotify. You just pop in every song that you want, whatever. And I get that. Again, there's a convenience factor that I enjoy as well when I'm in the car, when I'm going room to room, when I'm working around the house, when I'm cleaning, doing whatever. I can just pop in my playlist on my phone, listen to it wherever I go. Most of the songs that I currently want to listen to. It's just convenient. But there are also times where I want to relax and sit down and make it an event, right? Do I want to sit down and go pick out an entire album to listen to and go through the whole thing of cleaning the record and putting it on and feeling the outer sleeve and the smell of a hint of a little bit of mildew or something, and just listening to each record that is a unique sound to just that person that owns that record. But a very similar experience is also with movies. There are times where I just want to sit down and watch my favorite series, my favorite TV show, my favorite movies, and make it just an event that night that I can just relax and enjoy. That streaming or digital really doesn't come close to popping in that DVD, that Blu-ray, that 4K disc. Now, specifically to extras, one of the things that I don't know, like if I didn't have this actual physical copy DVD still in my collection, where would I get all of the extras? Let's just read about on first season. You have the bonus features, which are the difficult second album, behind the scenes of extras, Finding Leo featurette, which is it's such a dumb little outtake by Steven and Ricky, to where they're calling Hollywood agents and stuff at their hotel room one night. They're just goofing off. They recorded it and they're trying to get a hold of Leo DiCaprio and his agent. And it's a short little feature that I remember the first time I watched it on DVD, and I enjoy every now and then watching it again, because I kind of reminisce about the days when Steven and Ricky kind of hung out when they liked each other. I still don't know what happened to the two of them, and it's just kind of odd that there hasn't been any kind of direct answering as to what happened to this relationship. It's more than just they just went their separate ways, right? But that little featurette that's included on this DVD, where else are you going to find it other than maybe somebody has ripped it to YouTube? But we can't get into the habit of thinking, well, and I'm sure we can find that on YouTube, because YouTube can be very, one day, yes, it could be out there on YouTube. And there's a ton of stuff out there that you had no idea is out there on YouTube. And then the next day, YouTube could strike it down. It could be gone for good, gone forever. We can't rely, just like with streaming, just like with digital. You can't rely on, even though that you bought something digitally or you have a streaming service, you're not going to be able to access that content ever again. But when you have the physical copy, when we still have that DVD, that we're just like, why are we keeping this after almost 20, 25 years later? Why do we still have the DVD copy? Well, because that's the only way I can watch all of this. This is the only way that I can go downstairs, pull this from my DVD rack, pop it in, and watch it. That featurette of Finding Leonardo DiCaprio would be gone. And is it a big deal? It's something that I like. It's something that I enjoy. It's something that makes Ricky and Steven them. So I'm glad that it's at least included in on a DVD. Have no idea if it's included on the Blu-ray copy of this. If you guys are over in, I think, England, if you guys are in that area, to where, let me know if you guys have a Blu-ray copy of Extras. And I could be absolutely wrong. Maybe there are copies floating around the US or something where we can watch it. Maybe I need to just get on eBay and start looking around a lot harder, but I shouldn't have to work this hard to find something that I want to watch. So back to the first DVD set here, and then you have the deleted scenes and the outtakes, which you talk about corpsing, you talking about breaking each other up when they're acting, and Ricky just laughing, and Steven just, that's honestly for me some of the best content aside from the actual series, aside from the movies, are always going to be the outtakes and things that were done behind the scenes of making whatever movie, whatever TV show. And that's just on the first set. Those are the bonus features that are on the first set of the series. So then we bring up season 2. Season 2 has a whole host of bonus features. Extras, backstage documentary, taping Nigel, the Gimpening featurette, the art of corpsing featurette, deleted scenes, and outtakes. Again, this is just on the second set for season 2 of all the extra stuff that we have on the series of Extras, that if I had just not even thought about it at some point within the last 10, 15 years when we were cleaning stuff out, trying to get rid of stuff, trying to bring in a little more money here and there to pay for the kids' hockey, to pay for the kids to do this and that. And then initially, if I wasn't really thinking too hard, I'd be like, well, everything's going to be on Blu-ray, everything's going to be on 4K, everything's going to be streaming. We're all going into streaming. Why do I need my DVDs? Why? Just get rid of them. Try to sell them pennies on the dollar, give them to Goodwill or whatever. But I held fast for no reason, really. Just didn't think about getting rid of these realistically. I always found an excuse and told my wife, well, how about if I just move them out of this room and put them into a room further down in the house? Just out of her way, out of her sight. I don't know how many DVDs I have in the collection. It's probably close to 1,000 or so. And yes, the idea crossed my mind. Maybe I should just get rid of my DVDs because they're taking up space. And there has to be some new form of way for us to watch these in higher quality. And guess what? In this particular case, there's not. And in the foreseeable future, with physical media kind of just being very boutique these days, I don't know if Ricky or Steven or anybody associated with the company that they run or whatever is going to want to release extras on a 4K disc, much less anything else. I mean, it's 2025 and I can't really find it accessible online at all. So for those of you that are wondering about your DVD collection that you guys have, or if there's people in your house that are kind of putting a little bit of pressure onto you, like, why are you keeping these? Why do you have these? DVDs have been out for so long and we've moved on and we're past 4K now. Everything is streaming. This is just a perfect example of why we don't get rid of our collection. I'm telling you, Extras is an absolute gem. If you have only heard of The Office, the US version, okay, that one's all right. The Office UK, which kicked off both Ricky and Steven, this one here comes very, very close to The Office UK for me. And I'll tell you what, there's scenes in here that, again, that I just watched that I'm like, I don't know if they can make that these days. Ricky's humor really touches the line sometimes, goes right up to crossing over the line. Sometimes he makes it work out, sometimes he doesn't. I'm not a big fan of Ricky Gervais's stand-up, which is kind of odd because I'm a big fan of him personally. And I'm a big fan of his directing and writing of all the shows. I just finished Afterlife again. I've probably watched it, 5 or 6 times since it's come out in 2018, 2019. And for whatever shortcomings there are to the way that Ricky Gervais writes for the characters or the repeated of certain storylines that just kind of appear again and again on every series he does, that son of a bitch has a way of getting to me in certain scenes to where just like that, I'm a blubbering idiot. It's just wild that somebody that you think of like Ricky Gervais, who is absolutely brilliant, so funny. You have to really think hard when, is he being serious? Is he just kind of making fun of something? Is he going even next level of making fun of something? But he has a knack for writing something that just absolutely crushes you on the inside and breaks you down. And you just find yourself, you're just like, oh God, I hope nobody is watching me just cry like a little baby on this. But anyways, that's my little thing on DVDs, why I keep it, why I implore you to keep it. Don't give them away. Now, as much as I am singing the praises of DVDs when I'm out thrifting and I'm looking for that one copy of Blu-ray over some TV show or movie that I've been looking for, I'm not picking up any new DVDs, let's just say. But I do have to leave the door open a bit to where if it is a series that I love that I can't find, and the only way really is to get that DVD and I find that DVD, if I didn't have extras here already, then I would certainly, if I found this at a Goodwill or at a Salvation Army, whatever it cost, I would just pick it up on DVD. So let me know what you guys think about keeping your DVDs in your collection. What's the one, just give me one example in your collection that you absolutely love that can only be found on DVD, or the extras on that DVD you just can't live without. Just give me one example, post that in the comments below so I can kind of take a look and see what you guys are dealing with also. And maybe we just give other people a reason why they shouldn't be giving these away, selling them, throwing them in the bin. Yes, there are people throwing their DVDs away to get rid of them. My close buddy Dwayne came on my show, my podcast one time, was talking about he remembers that one day that he took out boxes of his vinyl and threw them in the trash when he was clearing stuff out, because everything was going towards these CDs. And then obviously eventually like digital MP3s, all that good stuff. And we were kind of laughing about it in a sense that he's now going back and buying these records over again at a much higher cost. If he had just kept the boxes back in the day and at least just put them into storage, he wouldn't be in this situation. But yes, people do just throw this stuff away. Don't do that.